Welcome into Coming Off the Edge.
Welcome.
The fantasy finals are over, gentlemen.
Yep.
And what a finish. What a finish. What a Monday night massacre for some. And just serendipity for those that hung on and were able to win with a certain rookie running back. I mean, there was a lot of that going on last night. Gentlemen, Jeff Bell, Corey Spala, what's going on?
We're living the dream.
We are at the finish line, but we are at the starting point. So we have now finished the 2021 season, but the three of us, as many in the community, we have our Dynasty hats on. It's the beginning of a new year, just like that. It rolls over. So that's exciting. I'm thankful that we made it through this 2021 season with, COVID was obviously a huge issue, and then it became almost less of an issue because of the league rules that changed around and allowed guys to play that you thought they were going to be out. And so I think week 17, we got a fully healthy, for the most part, other than Kirk Cousins, seemed like most your lineups, Antonio Gibson might have been the other guy. But it's exciting, I'm ready to go for next year and ready to celebrate this year.
Here we are. Welcome to the off season officially, and we kind of have a little structure today.
No, not really. I mean, we have topics written down. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't even consider it.
We are straying really close to a show sheet.
I mean, it's just.
God, you're closer. You're almost there. I mean, you put it in a Google Doc.
Let's start off with something great, okay? And we started this show. We started this show inaugurally with a fantasy draft for our Chaos League, and our Chaos Commander for 2021, Mr. Jeff, for whom J Bell tolls, right here with us. Jeff, how does it feel to have the chaotic crown?
It feels pretty good. Shout out to Herms. Herms is one of the kindest, most caring people in the community, and I'm thankful for him. The game ended up very close, and he had a kind gesture that ultimately didn't play out in the end. So I'm thankful for Herms, first off, and I'm thankful for all of you in this league. It's kind of cool to win the league. I don't know, it's always fun to win a league, especially
I lost some of my finals. I was not crowned a champion this season. Very close in a couple, as you know, as you both know.
Yeah, I had 14 congrats. And I won 2. So I had 16 Dynasty teams that I really cared and tracked. Made the playoffs in 14 and won 2 of them. So I'm thankful to pull this one out. And this was a fun league, obviously with different rules and really understanding the rules.
Insane rules.
Take the time, and I think that's a testament to the league that you play in. Take the time to understand the rules. I know for me personally, I built my team a little bit differently in this league, and I kept kind of grinding week to week so I'm in safe leagues, and the way safe leagues work is your draft position is determined essentially based on your best ball roster. And so in those leagues, I don't love having a deep bench of guys that are going to play because I want a higher draft position. So I want to kind of have my points in my lineup, and I don't want guys off my bench going off. This league, I targeted guys who would potentially play that I could swap in on the Tuesday switch. I think that Tuesday switch just changes everything. And so I had some major injuries that I was able to get through, and I think everybody that won a title did. But I'm thankful to have pulled it out.
Oh, and he'll get Michael Thomas back and Juju next year.
I'm getting Michael Thomas, Juju, Hopkins, and Jameis Winston back next year. Raheem Mostert, whatever that is. But I am getting some guys
value,
back.
Some decent bench value.
A quick side note: where do we think Jameis Winston and Juju will go next year?
So I believe that Jameis Winston will be the New Orleans Saints starting quarterback.
I do too,
unless Sean Payton's gone. I feel pretty comfortable that they'll roll it back with Jameis. He was playing very well, and I think that he had a team-friendly deal for them. I think he loves being in New Orleans. He loves the team. I think it's my understanding that was his team growing up, and so that's kind of his hometown team, I think, in that regard. So I think that he's going to be the quarterback. I mean, they might try to make a big swing, but Russell Wilson would be the guy that I feel like would be really out there. at the same time, he's older. He's coming off a disappointing season. For the reality for most of the season, was Russell Wilson any better than Jameis Winston this past year when Jameis was playing?
I mean, New Orleans. I'm an idiot. You're absolutely right, though. I mean, with Jameis Winston, are we supposed to say something now, Jeff?
No. I just wanted to interject because you broke you. Yeah, that was me raising my hand. Shout out.
We did Cooter face. I don't know if New Orleans and
I'm
Cooter.
I'm up.
Got the talking hand.
You mentioned Russell Wilson, and I've been hearing Pittsburgh, Denver,
Chicago,
the Giants. Like I've heard a couple things. Like, so I wonder if he stays in Seattle. It's his year, isn't it? He waited his time, he put in his time, and that's it.
It's Pete Carroll's time too, dude. Get him out of
we talked about it a little bit in chat, but it's time for the Seahawks to make a move throughout the entire organization. I just think that they need one of those direction. That they do, and it's been a very successful organization, very successful. The Pete Carroll era has been incredibly successful. The Russell Wilson era has been incredibly successful, but you see it now. It's just kind of, they need a new voice. I think everybody is just kind of checked out there, and I believe that Russell Wilson will be gone. You mentioned the Giants. To me, that stands out as I think it's important to his wife, obviously, to be in a major media hub, and I think that's going to be a factor versus going somewhere like Pittsburgh. When the teams that were floated previously, when he asked for the trade last year, it was like the Jets before they had Zach Wilson. It was the Bears before they had Justin Fields. The Raiders, obviously, in Las Vegas. It cares more about the market than the organization, essentially. I believe in that move.
You think they 2 first-round picks, they get Russell Wilson?
And Jones?
Well, I'm sure they probably would include Jones just for Seattle would probably take him just to maybe a change of scenery works, or it's one of those that a bridge guy.
The Drew Lock situation.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that they would probably draft the guy too. But man, 2 firsts. I mean, that kind of feels right. What did we see Stafford move for? He moved for Goff, and was that 3 firsts or 2 firsts?
2 firsts.
2 firsts.
Okay. 2022 and 2023 first. They didn't go for the 2021.
I could see something similar there, where I know the Giants have 2 picks. I mean, if I were the Giants, that's what I would probably tell Seattle and say, we have these 2 picks in the top 8, top 10. We want to win immediately with Russell Wilson coming in here. We'll give you these future picks, because I don't know if other teams are banging down the door, especially when you consider his contract demands or potential city demands. The reality of it is I think that what we saw with Stafford, and I said at the time, it reminded me of an NBA trade where they're like shifting this money around and like
absolutely.
But that's where we're headed. And if you follow the NBA, it's the player empowerment era, and James Harden last year, essentially giving up in Houston to get moved to one specific team he wanted to be with, Brooklyn. I think that's kind of where we are.
Those trade clauses.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Exactly, it is, and it's one of those things that.
I mean, I think it's good for the players as well. I mean, they work hard.
They do.
They work really hard, and they should have a voice in saying, "Oh, where can I go?" and what my contract is. You could take your jersey off and apparently throw it in the into the stands and walk out the tunnel, and still possibly have a position on the team somehow, some way. Not wave yet, Mr. AB clown.
They don't want to sign,
Well,
yeah. I mean, it's up to them. Deshaun Watson, you look at Deshaun Watson, who has a trade clause. Where does he go? And he is the 2022 wild card. If you got him this season and held on to him, that's going to make a big change somewhere in one of these offenses for fantasy football purposes. It's going to be crazy.
Ooh.
Up or down, depending on the weapons. But imagine like Jalen Waddle, because we saw Tua kind of flop towards the end of the season, the playoff push. Imagine Deshaun Watson with Jalen Waddle. Like, how would that work out?
Well,
Devontae Parker,
Mike Gesicki, like, it just changes everything. It really does. Like that, and that's one big dynasty buy that I may try to make. Like, people don't know, like, before he gets traded, might be the time to buy him now.
So I think that's already been factored in when you look at trades in dynasty value. I mean, I think that you've got 6 to 8 teams out there that if you're holding a wide receiver for, you're praying that they get Aaron Rodgers or they get Deshaun Watson. And so when you look to do a trade, you guys know better than anybody that when you want to do a trade, you're going to have to overpay most people just to do it. But I think that you've got a lot of people holding guys like Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, maybe Galladay to a
I'm
smaller
selling
extent.
Jeudy everywhere. I'm selling them.
But I think that you have a lot of those guys that the people are hopeful that they're going to get a player upgrade at quarterback. And so in order for them to trade that deal, they're going to hold out and wait and see where everybody lands first, unless you overpay for it. But then you're kind of buying into you overpay for Cortland Sutton, who didn't do anything this past year, on the hopes that he gets Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson. And then he turns around and you got Drew Lock again, or Teddy Bridgewater, or whatever it might end up being.
A lot of variables for 2022. Corey, you won an interesting league this year. The G's and H's.
G's and H's. Should I pull it up?
The goats.
The Goats League.
The goats and honorables.
Yeah, I'm a champion. What's good, man? I do this.
Who's in that league? Any names that we know?
Yeah.
Shout out, boy Brett, baby. Let's go.
Yake and Bake.
Oh, that's round one.
Troy King.
Oh yeah, T King's in there.
Taylor.
Oh, shout out to Cornell. Shout out all those
Juan,
losers.
myself.
Is this from DHH?
Yes, it's a
okay.
DHH.
Is this
league.
year 3 of this league, or what is this?
Year 2.
Year two. Look at this. I got Burrow, Taylor, Mixon, Mahomes, Baker, if you care about him, Trey Lance. Let's go, dude. My boy Rager, baby. Let's go. Yeah.
Hey, you chuckle about Rager, but Rager won me a matchup this season. I had no choice but to put Rager in, and he scored like 6.8 points, and I won by 4 points. Nice. So when it was needed, you just see it. You're like, yeah, I guess it's Rager, and like he did it for me.
That's the thing, and that's one of my favorite lines on people will ask about players, and I'm like, well, if you desperately need 8 PPR points, I think that he's a great option.
That's like right. I went 12-2 in this league, and I lost.
Yeah, because you suck, bro.
Oh,
your team didn't want it.
No, my team fell apart. I got lucky in this league. I drafted some late round running backs in the startup. Leonard Fournette, James Conner.
What's up, Nate?
And those guys rode me to the playoffs. So when they went down, my season was over. There was no recovery.
Yeah, but shout out to my team who wanted it.
Dylan, but next year's still looking pretty good, man. My team is pretty
you're
stacked.
Riding Jonathan Taylor. You've got this.
I got lucky with the Renfro.
You got Burrow, Taylor, Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's a tough team to beat.
Yeah,
Mooney, Renfro, baby. I traded a second for Patterson when we entered the playoffs.
Yeah, you did.
It just sucks because obviously his role to the end of the season, it kind of got out of the passing role and more into the rushing role. So it's a bummer, man. But
it got clipped. Yeah, I mean that's how it goes.
Oh, we
I
also
wonder if he was hurt. Like I think he got hurt in the middle of the season, and I think it was the type of thing where
it lingered. It
lingered, but the Falcons also knew they weren't going for anything, and so I think that was.
Look at this team.
That's what I like to tell myself because I've got a lot of Cordero. I've got a lot of Cordero Patterson, so hopefully he bounces back to early season. Just give me one more year.
So for all those tight end fans, and before I get into this, Nate, shout out Nate, gentlemen, miss ya per usual, but you're good, man. Take care of the family. But this is one of my favorite leagues. If you're a tight end fan, Jeff, I know you're one of them. I got Kittle, Goddard. Jeff Swain, Austin Hooper, Albert Ukwebunam, Tyler Conklin. I got TJ Hawkinson, Logo Thomas, Irv Smith, and Jacob Harris, dude.
Why are all of those tight ends on your team, man? Like, start loading up picks from that.
No,
like in a tight end premium league.
Yeah, it's a fallacy.
Yeah, I mean, like
I would sell Kittle. I would sell Kittle right now.
I've tried, man, but no one's bit. Or maybe I suck to deal with in trades.
You don't do trades.
I suck to deal with in trades too. And I don't do trades really. Yeah. But normally I'm starting. Like I wouldn't have started Patterson. Like normally, Hawk would be there. I'm a big fan. I guess I can't in this league, but I'm a big fan of starting 3 tight ends.
This is tight end premium, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's also like unique scoring, the bonuses for 20 yard, 30, 40, 50 yard receptions.
Yeah, there's different increments of reception points. So it's pretty interesting. I like the scoring. Shout out.
Yank is awesome.
Aaron Yankel. Yank and
awesome.
bake.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously if anyone's watching from this league, come get a tight end. I have different value tight ends. If you want Kittle, come get it. If you want Irv Smith, that bounce back year coming, Parham, maybe he'll get something. Conklin, is he in a contract here? Could he go somewhere?
No, I think he stays. I think he stays with the team.
Tyler, he went to Central Michigan. He's from Michigan, around me here. Yeah,
good guy. I like him a lot. So
12-2, man. I'm depressed, guys. I really am.
What's that? Hey, what's that? Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say that I think this year more than any other year, the top teams didn't win titles. We had a lot of guys in the playoffs, like Amon-Ra St. Brown crushed it. We had Joe Burrow crushed it. I think you had a lot of guys that came on hot at the end of the year that didn't give you that production during the year. And the reality of it is, if you didn't get the production all year long, then you didn't have the record. And so I think you had a lot more. It feels like more than ever, teams just come out of nowhere and win the championship this year.
Yes. Okay. I want to do something, guys. Jeff, what's your sleeper username?
My sleeper username?
Is it just For Whom J Bell Tolls?
For Whom J Bell Tolls.
Connect. I think this probably does.
Oh, you're gonna do my rostership. Well, see, you got all these charity
what
leagues.
What leagues don't you want me? What one's charity? Weenus?
Weenus, Polly's Playoff, Belly Up is Four-Eyed, Warrior Bowl. Everybody Loves Dogs.
Okay.
Retro
Charity League. It literally says Charity League. Jesus, dude. Girl
Dad.
Okay, so League. Chaos, Ohio, Star Wars, Moose.
Those are all dynasties.
Okay. Thick as Thieves, probably not that one. That's the 20 team, right?
Yeah, that one's a little bit wonky.
So
I like
20 team.
It's a 20 team league.
20 team league, man.
I like my team. That I tanked it out this year and flipped some things. I think it's
fun league, dude. Shout out that league. Here we go. So you're of course 100% rostered Patterson. You walk the walk, baby. Let's go. Oh yeah, then Kane Nwangwu, Debo's there, Parham, Kylan Granson, Naima. Any of these names here kind of jump out to you?
Debo Samuel.
Kind of why maybe you got Granson rostered or McFarland.
Well, Granson, I think that there's a huge opening in the Colts there in the wide receiver or the receiving tight end position, because that offense is always used one. Carson Wentz is always used one. We didn't see Doyle or Mo Alley Cox step up. We know the production for rookie tight ends is typically nothing, and that's what Kyle Pitts stands out as having his production, and so that's why I like Granson as a stash. He was essentially free, and so I just held him all year long.
Yep.
What are your plans with Calvin Ridley? Because Calvin Ridley jumped off the page to me. What's up, Craig? Like that. Because I have a couple shares of Calvin Ridley as well, and it's pretty crazy.
Oh my god! I've been buying Ridley for the past couple. I've been buying him for a while, actually, since it kind of happened. I've bought him in 3 leagues now, I believe it is, out of 15, 16. So in a decent percentage. And I think he's going to be back. What's that?
What'd you pay? A first?
What I pay? One league was a first.
2 seconds.
A late first in one league. One league was Mike Williams straight up.
Seems easy.
A team that was going in. And then I did a deal the other day. So going into the championship, because I lost in the semis and I had Travis Kelce on my team. So I traded with the person in the championship in Pigs 2, and I got back Ridley. I got back a first in auction money, and then I got back Elijah Mitchell. And so those 3 pieces, it was one of those that I joined Pigs 2 this year, and there's unique rules in that. And I didn't want to do anything drastic, and I kind of rode my team to the semis. I had a little bit of luck, but also I had a pretty solid base. But I have a lot of older wide receivers, and I had Kelsey, and it was one of those that I don't want to do anything crazy because I'm not quite sure in values on this, and I'll play it out for a year. But now it's kind of okay. I don't have the running backs that are in it. It's a like points per carry league, and my running backs I had 0 RB essentially, and so that was one of those that the rest of my roster carried me through. But to see the numbers that were posted to win the league, I was like, I'm not close to that. And so Kelsey, I was like, I need to get out on the person in the championship game because it's a 4-way. It's a multi-copy league, 12 teams each, and it all kind of filters into 4 teams left for the championship, and the highest scoring out of the 4 wins the championship that weekend. And so I had a motivated buyer, and I knew maybe I could have got a little bit more, but I probably higher than most on Elijah Mitchell. I think he's the clear San Francisco running back moving forward. I thought Ridley is a buy low opportunity, and then getting the first round pick money too.
I love Elijah Mitchell. The only thing that scares me is the history of Shanahan in the 49ers organization burning out running backs. We've seen all of them get hurt along the way from year to year to year. It seems like they're always dropping out. And we've already seen Mitchell get hurt and be out for a couple games this season. So that brings concern to me. But yes, I love the production of Elijah Mitchell. He definitely blew up, took over, and deserves it. He's playing like a star. He deserves to be in the spotlight.
Yeah, I love the value on him too in Dynasty right now, because there's that narratives out there that Kyle Shanahan just wants to rotate running backs. You know, when he finds a guy, he rides him. And I think that he's found a guy that he really likes in Elijah Mitchell. It reminds me a lot of the Devontae Freeman in Atlanta situation when Kyle Shanahan was the offense coordinator there. And Tevin Coleman was the guy. Supposedly he was the earlier draft pick. He supposedly won the job out of camp. He got hurt in week 1, and then Devonta Freeman just took the job, and he was the back for several years. And I think it's a very reminiscent situation with, Trey Sermon in the offseason as being the guy drafted earlier, and then Mitchell comes in and just takes it.
Shout out to Mitchell. Chef.
Oh, man, you just threw it back on me?
No.
Oh.
You're up now.
I'm up. Oh, my rostership. Okay.
What don't we want in there?
The only one is the charity best ball. You can take that
out. Sleeper listener league. Is that okay?
Take that one off too, because I just adopted that.
Okay, so just these 2. All right, you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see what the chef himself is cooking up on his rosters.
Probably a lot of Robert Woods.
Oh, I have to go down. That's my fault. Gabe Davis. So you're over 40. Gabe Davis, Dan Arnold, and Robert Woods. You said a lot of who? Robert Woods, dude. I've yet to see him.
He's third on the top.
Third.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
So when you guys build your Dynasty rosters, you use this tool, are there percentages you want to stay under so that you're not overexposed to people?
I don't know.
I think it just matters. Like, I'm not going to stay away from a player if the value is correct in a startup, or if I like a certain player and I get him at a value. Like, I got Gabriel Davis off the waiver wire in a league in week 13.
This year?
For free, yes.
Oh, I noticed early in the season a couple people dropped him because he had a horrible start.
He had a horrible start, and I was just waiting. I was very low. I've always been lower on Emmanuel Sanders. Knew he was going to die out eventually, and Gabe Davis stepped up. Dan Arnold, I got it for free. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I am very, very happy with the number of shares that I have of Amon-Ra St. Brown. I can't say enough about this guy. He's going to be a stud. He has a lot of potential. They gave him running options out of the backfield,
dude,
what, 3 weeks consecutively. Let him go.
Fuck him.
He's gonna ride. He's gonna be really good.
He's
excited about that.
So here we go. Book there.
Ian Book for free. He's like my 5th round pick.
Yeah. Throw him on the taxi. Diami, I wish he would have had a bigger season. Obviously, being injured doesn't help, but
no, I think
he had a big catch last week.
He might be one of those late bloomers in year 2.
Hopefully.
He's great in North Carolina.
He's young.
So I also got Gabriel Davis off waivers in Dynasty last year before he did anything. And so a fun story with him. So I had him on this roster, and then I had him in Callaway. And in August, I made a trade for Hollywood Brown. I did both of those for Hollywood Brown, essentially, kind of cashing up. And so I rode Hollywood Brown. And then when I got to the trade deadline, the same person was out of it, and he had Tom Brady, and I needed another quarterback. So like my quarterbacks were Kyler, Justin Fields. I needed one more guy. And so I went to him, and I, kind of batted around Tom Brady, and he sent me an offer where it was, I believe I give him Hollywood Brown and a couple other pieces for Brady, Gabe Davis back and Callaway back, because I think he had some buyer's remorse. And so I did that deal, and it was just like, it was flipped, man. Like, I feel bad for this guy, because it was like, from that moment that trade happened, it was like the light switch went off for Hollywood, and it turned right back on for Gabe Davis and Callaway again. And it was just like, sometimes it's not your time.
2 names on that list, Pittman and Bateman. I don't think we've seen their ceiling yet, and it's going to be great when it happens. I think year 2 with
Adrian
Wentz,
Peterson?
I think Pittman just balls out next year. There's no reason why he wouldn't.
He did early in the season. And
yeah.
Then I think it was.
And then Bateman just needs more time with the, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, first year, not every rookie.
He showed up towards the end of the season, though. We just needed to get the targets. That's it.
Yeah, and not every rookie receiver is going to be a CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle. Like, what happened to letting them get a year of development?
Zeke Elliott, 3 shares. Like,
so
okay, so anybody that's in a league with me, Zeke Elliott is on the block. Okay, for 2022.
I said in a chat yesterday. I think I have like maybe 2 shares of Zeke in Dynasty, and I just said Zeke Elliott's available for literally anything.
Like anything you need a winner, he may get you there.
That's funny.
Man, talk about a value drop. Yeah,
but I've talked about it last couple of days.
I'm
really curious where he's going to go in startups, because I think that he's going to. I've seen him in like 6th round of startups so far. Some people yesterday said like 8th, 9th round. I've seen him personally a couple times in the 6th round, and it's one of those that I think that the person's going to draft him and realize, I just took Zeke Elliott. What did I do? And then it's because I just think there's so much difference in him, particularly in startup value and trade value, because who's buying into that? But then in the draft, it's like people lose their mind and like, well, I need another running back. I'll just take Zeke. Like, he had a top 5 year last year.
You hate Zeke. All right. I'm on the block here. Right?
He's a Buckeye, man, but I don't know. I just think.
I think. I mean, it's not like he's not going to play. We know that. Like, he's tied to contract, so they're going to get the money out of
They're going to know
their player. And he seems to be healthy at times and down at times like that. That's what it is. That's what comes with age and experience,
But he's going to be a great test. He's going to drive me crazy this offseason, because in volume, he's going to end up as a top 5 back, because he's played everything. But then when you look at his per game, he's like RB15 or something crazy like that. And it's going to drive me nuts. How many people say, well, Zeke Elliott was a top 5 back last year? Go off the per game. Stats don't lie. The per game. And you do content and you do not use per game. I'm sorry.
That's the sneak attack there, though, Jeff.
It is.
That's the sneak attack. You don't have to tell the whole story.
No, he was top 5 back.
Let them do their own research. Top 5 back, Zeke Elliott.
Okay, here I am, guys. What do you guys think?
Irv Smith.
Yeah, a lot of tight ends, Corey.
Ooh,
I'm a tight end guy.
A lot of Barkley. That's going to be interesting for you.
Yeah, that's another one. I'm
Harrison Bryant, come on, man, do something. And then, of course,
let's be real here. I'm worried about every single running back except for Jonathan Taylor. I'm just going to sell all my running backs all off season, because I'm terrified of every single one of these guys except Jonathan Taylor.
Hey, I got 3 of them down there. Darden, I like Darden. But yeah, I'm a tight end guy. I'm out here doing my best. Big things coming for Alberto. Do you think the Broncos will resign Noah?
Noah Fant? I would believe so. I think.
Bummer. I like
probably.
They really have to answer that quarterback's question, because if they get Watson, if they get Wilson, if they get Rodgers, we are looking at an entirely different offense.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Craig. Craig, what's your sleeper username? Let's analyze this guy's team. But to fill this void time, Chef, what do we got?
The void time. For all those commissioners out there, step on the gas. Okay. The year is over. Make sure you get your work done for your leagues. It should be done fairly soon. I would give it to Friday. I mean, I think that's fair. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it should be published by Friday. Get it out there. Make sure you guys are all squared up. Send your trophies, belts, rings, get them ordered. And yeah, I mean, that's important, right?
It's very important.
Cross the T's, dot the I's for the commissioner.
Yeah. Congratulate your winners.
Yes. I sent, I commissioned 2 leagues and I sent my thank yous today and the results, the official results and whatnot.
Yeah, that's very nice, man. Looks like Craig's on here.
Oh, wow. Maybe Craig doesn't want to get roasted on. Maybe Craig doesn't use Sleeper. I mean, some people don't like Sleeper.
We got MFL. What else we got? And Flea Flicker. Wow. So, which one you got, boy?
I've never used Flea Flicker.
I've heard decent.
So I had a long time keeper league that ran on I've played. This year was my first year not playing on Flea Flicker. I had played on this league for maybe 15 years on Flea Flicker. So I'm very familiar with Flea Flicker. I've moved on from I'm really going to narrow down. I'll play on MFL and I'll play on Sleeper. And I feel like other than that, it's just so hard to, you're in your routine, you pop it up on the app, it is what it is. Or like MFL, I've got a bunch of teams there and I know how to navigate easily between them. But then like when you got all these other random websites, that it's just another thing. And please, Sleeper, add college fantasy. Please do it. Please.
All right. Well, is Polly's playoff probably get rid of?
I love it because you turn around and you say I need to cut down on some leagues, and then immediately after you turn around and say, please add college fantasy. Please
add college fantasy
so I can join a couple more leagues. That's great.
He says
I will be joining leagues. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I know Corey and I are drafting in a league on Sunday, so
you guys are wild.
I think these are just 2 leagues. Show me the money and rated FF Today Show.
Sure. Yeah, that looks like it.
I don't know. Well, when you have 2 teams,
yeah, a bunch of random guys.
That doesn't. Josh Allen, Javonte Williams, some decent
Jamar Chase. It is IDP, of course. Shout out to IDP. Hopefully,
Gregory Rousseau, very good. I picked him up off of waivers in an IDP league. Unfortunately, I think it's shutting down this year. Oh, I got an opening. That's one.
I mean, maybe Craig. He's an IDP guy.
I'm not doing.
There's going to be. I'm so smart.
I'm telling you right now, if you are in the fantasy space and you want to engender some goodwill and make a name for yourself, figure out how to fairly combine 2 leagues, because I just think there's going to be openings for that type of service where you're going to we're losing 6 guys or losing 4 guys, and
they combine them together.
And you combine them, figure out how to combine them together. So
I mean, I guess it would be
the owners.
The easiest way is just to put it out in the chat room and say, hey, listen, I'm looking for 4 guys or 6 guys. That's what's great about Sleeper. And I found a couple leagues during quarantine. Actually, one's called Bad Quarantine Decisions.
BDQ.
Yeah, BDQ. Shout out BDQ.
BQD.
For that reason, like I was like, oh man, I want to get in. I want to do some more leagues. I want to get involved. I want to dig into more research. And one of the ways of doing it is to join more leagues, join startups, see the action live in person. And I just reached out in the chat, and it was great, and I got a great response.
Cool. But I'm talking about, like, if you're a commissioner and you know you're losing 4 people, and you've got another league that's losing 5 people. I think that part of the problem, there's too many leagues in general out there right now. There's only so many, and hopefully it grows. Hopefully more people play Dynasty, but you're going to have leagues that were started over the last 2 years that I think struggle to fill some spots. And that's where it is. Like, if you can figure out how to equitably combine 2 6 people from each league and make sure that they feel like their teams are equally fair of what they had given up in the other league. That's where it is.
I mean, the free leagues for me are an easier chop.
Yeah,
that's the way I look at it. That's the reality of it. Like if I need to, because it's 10 minutes per league at least when you're checking waiver wire every week. That adds to it. And like people don't take it into consideration when they go and join all these startups, and then you're like, oh, I got too many leagues. Like, well, cause and effect. That's what it is.
Where I struggle and it gets frustrating because I love to make trades and I love to look at it and figure out value, figure out deals that work for both of us. But I spend my time on the front end and I try to come up with something good. And now most of the time, the response you get to that is that's garbage. I have no interest. But that is what that is. But that's what. I don't have the time in order to go through like each league and look at each owner, like the way that I really want to play in an individual league and looking at, well, this owner needs running backs or this owner needs a tight end to fill in this situation.
Yeah, just don't join leagues and don't just draft just the draft just because we all get that draftage, but like, you're only going to hurt yourself and then the league.
I mean, that's what mock drafts are for.
Yeah, but those aren't fun because it's not real.
I mean, if they're invites, they're real.
I know what you mean. I know,
like industry invites to startup mocks are okay, and I use them all the time, especially during rookie drafts. I want to test the waters and see what it's like. Like that's important as well, because if I can find deeper value in a player that I've seen, like Ramondre Stevenson, for example, I was all over him when in the preseason, and he definitely showed off this last week. So like. That's what I like about mock drafts compared to like just joining a league and just dropping them the next year or the next 2. Like Dynasty leagues should be at least 5 years, at least. Like try to get it going. Like show the commitment, man. Love the game for what it is.
Yep. I hate mock drafts, man. I hate them. I do my own, so I do them by myself. Because my concern with mock
using his own rankings, he does mock.
I do, yeah. No, I do them all by myself.
Is that how you get your rankings?
That is how I build my rankings. I do, and I don't care about final team. Like I just look at player value on the board, and that is how I build all my rankings out. I do mock drafts and Sleeper's great because you can do mock drafts within positions. You can do all that. And so, yeah, that is exactly how I build my rankings. I go through because it tracks it for you. It takes the guy off the board. And so you're not having to manually do that or anything like that. And so, and I try to.
Makes perfect sense.
And I I'll try to book 30 minutes and say, I'm going to do my running back rankings here. I'm going to put the gun to my head for a minute on each pick or whatever. Yep. And I'm going to go through what would I do if I'm on the clock and these are the available players. And that's how I build my rankings in August usually or throughout. And I'm working through it right now on Dynasty to get ready for our startup on Sunday because I didn't touch my Dynasty rankings through this season. I really wanted to get and I think that there's 2 different conflicting viewpoints there. I think there's some people that look at it at certain key points in the season, and then there's some people that it's a constant breathing thing that they move around all the time. I wanted a clear picture on the season before I changed my rankings. I wanted the full view because I knew that we wouldn't be drafting anything like before that. So I am working on my post 2021 rankings right now.
Very nice.
But in terms of mocks, it drives me crazy because if you're in a slow mock, you've got somebody sitting on the clock that for nothing. If you like your team, you're just throwing it away, and so that's frustrating. Because I did a mock the other week, and I loved my team. I just tossed it away.
It doesn't help in the offseason when the rankings are all over the place. The projections are all over the place. But I don't like that.
I think so many people look at mocks and say, what if I did this with my team that I wouldn't actually ever do ever, but I wonder what, and so it's like, you're getting garbage information. It's not that player is potentially not going to be there because you've got 6 people in the mock that are just screwing around taking, what if I draft this team that I never draft? Or like, I think in Scott Fishbowl, like when that mock draft season, I did one of those and it was just like one of these things where it's like, you're not actually going to take that player because you don't want anybody to see who you're actually going to take. Like this is obvious.
Right. Yeah. I remember you playing hide and seek with that. I remember that.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that there was a lot of that.
Yeah.
People just wanted to get the feel where guys are going to go, but there was a lot of people, I think.
You're like, oh, interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah,
I think we did one on this show.
Like I know you. I know you're not gonna do that. So, yeah, I think I even screwed around on the one on the show. But
yeah, he
guys,
definitely picked off.
Just had a trade happen in my commissioner league that I do.
Well, that's
very
fun.
nice.
You guys ready?
Yeah. What is it?
Always ready for a trade.
Jack Lamore acquires Khalil Herbert. Jack Lamore trades to B. Radke the 4.01.
I think that's a good deal.
That's a great deal.
Jack Lamore, Jake, he has Montgomery. So he's Coffin. Maybe he's noticing Montgomery may leave next year and getting ready for Herbert. And then he just released Dwayne Haskins and then said Haskins is trash.
Yeah, I had Haskins in my home league, and it's my home league. It's mainly Central Ohio located people. I had him in off last year, and in August I traded him. I think I got a third. I carpet bombed the entire league for I think it was a third maybe, or it might have been a fourth. I was like, I just need to get anything for this guy, and while before the 21 season happens, I've got Buckeye fans in here, I can get something, but I'm completely out on him.
I see the signs. Corey, speaking of drafting, I never drafted Jameis Winston, by the way. I mean, not Jameis Winston, Dwayne Haskins. Pretty much similar. What are we drafting tonight? Oh, it was New Year's resolutions?
No, I thought we were drafting team names for the Washington football.
That was a joke, I said.
We could do that. I'm down for that.
That was a joke. I don't even know the name.
It's chaos. I mean, we could switch it on the dot.
Well, you can have whatever.
I really like that team names for the Washington football team. All right, because I mean it's coming out this season, correct?
I liked Cooters. They said
coming out on February 2nd.
Oh, I can't wait.
I thought they said Tuesday.
No, I think February 2nd is when it's coming out.
Okay. Team names for the Washington football team. I don't even know what the options are.
But
Jack, you're first.
Found something that had the options, but so I don't know if we're going to try to go with the real options or just whatever options. I saw something they had talked about. They threw out Wolves. That's not going to happen, but I think Red Hogs is what should happen. That would be my 1.01.
What word?
Hogs. Hog, as in a pig.
That's dumb.
Because
well, symbolic. And now
I'll throw an apple in its mouth and put it on a spit.
They have the Hogs. It is the offensive
Arkansas.
line. It's part. Well, no, it's part of Washington. The football lore of the Redskins, because the Hogs were the offensive line in the 80s and the 90s when they won the championships, and that was their best period. And so you keep the Red name, and Red Hogs, it pays tribute to that period of the team.
Very nice.
I mean, that deserves 101 in this draft. You took it to a whole nother level, and I don't even know if I want to say mine after that.
So the finalists. So there was a list of 8, and they said that they took 3 out of this list. So Armada, Brigade, Commanders, Defenders, Presidents, Red Hogs, Red Wolves, and Washington football team. Now, I did see something that the Red Hogs and the Red Wolves, there are people that have trademarks on those, and so they weren't able to get them.
I did not do any homework for this. I was gonna go with I don't know, the Generals.
I like that one. Washington,
like a complete makeover of the team colors, everything, just everything. I'm a Giants fan, by the way.
Oh, complete makeover.
Complete makeover.
I don't like their colors.
They can't do that.
Yeah, that was the color of my first car, maroon.
I like maroon. That was
89 Toyota Camry.
Travel baseball team.
My elementary school was maroon and gold were their colors. So we were Redskins colors for elementary school. Did not like it.
I'm up back to back here. So I liked Cooter's idea. And I'm going to steal Cooter's idea here. And what Cooter said is the football team of Washington.
The football team of Washington.
I think that's catchy. And I think that has something to do with that one. The second one, I will take Armada, though, because I actually do like that one.
That's a good one. I like that.
I like Armada. That just it's like bringing like not really like a I don't know. I feel like that's just not like a normal name. Like you know.
Well, I'm gonna do a quick shout out to the replacements, Joe Flacco, or Falco, sorry, and say Washington Senators.
What's that hockey team?
They're the Capitals, I believe.
No, who's the Senators, Capitals. Though? No, but who's the Senators?
Ottawa Senators.
Ottawa. Okay. Just curious.
So I don't, we talk about generals and senators. I'll just go with the president. I'll say the Washington presidents. Just go to the top.
I don't. It feels weird,
Yeah.
It just feels weird. But you said they had 3 names centered down on.
They had a list of 8, and they had picked 3 finalists from it, but it didn't say.
Oh, say who? Gotcha.
I think they're gonna just do the Washington football team. I really do. I think that's gonna be their name.
Should I just keep this?
But I'll say, I'll just go off the board completely, and I'll say Ice Dragons.
Whoa. I like that
way
one.
Off.
I like that one.
I don't know how that worked, and I'll just take Washington football team. That fell in my lap.
I like that one, dude. I like Ice Dragons.
Ice Dragons.
That's sick, dude. That seems like that'd be like their
Ice Dragons.
That's like their minor league team name. Okay, I'm back to back.
Game of Thrones. It's kind of like the Toronto Raptors, were just the Toronto Raptors because Jurassic Park was popular at the time.
I can't wait for Game of Thrones, the House of Dragons.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be excellent this year, 2022. Shout out.
And for the last 2 picks here for me, I guess you just got to kind of keep it presidentially, maybe, right? And I'm gonna take the Commanders. And then Commanders, what they got to do sometimes is become defenders, if you're getting attacked or something in the wars. So defenders and Commanders there to round it out for me.
Washington football team was an easy one, fell to me. I got the Generals and the Senators. Why not the Washington Warriors?
Like that. I like that a lot.
I
like that.
WW.
Dubs. 2 dubs. They're like a domain if they win. www.com.
The fans would absolutely hate this. But the Washington Snyders. Dan Snyder just said, screw it. It is my team. There will be the Washington Snyders.
Can I change my last one?
Nope. What's a one?
I want to put the Washington Pretzels.
Snyder's Pretzels.
Snyder's Pretzels. Oh. Snyder's are the best, I believe, in my opinion. My chef opinion.
Known as pretzels.
I love it.
There it is. This actually worked out, man. I threw that out as a joke in the chat, but this actually worked out. So Washington football team, what is that? February 2nd you said it's coming?
I believe it's February 2nd. Groundhog Day.
That's also when Akash Singh, if you're in a comedy, his new special is coming out as well, February 2nd. So, it's a twofer right there for you.
On February 2nd.
I don't know. Anyone got a birthday then? I don't. Mine's a
February 2nd. No, I'll be in Scottsdale for John Swanson's bachelor party.
There's some stuff going on with the 2nd. Jeff, what are you doing the 2nd? Congrats, Swanson, dude.
February 4th is my half birthday, so I got that. The 2nd.
But the 2nd. But what about? I feel like I need to make plans now for February.
When's the Super Bowl? Super Bowl? I feel like with the extra week, the Super Bowl is in.
It's the following week.
The 2nd is a Wednesday, though.
No, the 2nd. Maybe it's the 3rd to the 7th.
I'm going to be working.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
the 6th,
3rd to the 7th is the bachelor party.
Oh, when's the Super Bowl?
I think the following week, perhaps, maybe 2 weeks.
I wish that this extra week. I really wish they just would move the kickoff to the seasons up instead of like having the season end later. I don't know. It's kind of nice though. I guess maybe for the extra week in. Once
February 13th is the Super Bowl this year.
This is the day before Valentine's.
That's kind of nice actually, because then you've got the mid-February gets you to the Super Bowl. You got football through there, and then you've got 2 months basically until the NFL draft. Free agency's in March, so
combine, free agency,
dude. Yep, gotta love that, man. Shout out to the football season, eh?
Shout out.
They're taking over the year.